people with partners expect the partner to be 100%, like provide everything, all their, and it's unrealistic.
Wrong.
Leave your cranky horniness at the door. It's time for Carl and Mike.
Welcome to Carl and Mike, Falling in Love, Part 3. So for those of you just joining us, there's a New York Times article out about a scientist who says that he's created 36 questions that anyone who goes through these questions can fall in love. Mm-hmm. So he's kind of like trying to say he's figured out how to make someone fall in love with another person. So here at Carl and Mike, we've decided to put that to the test, asking each other 36 questions. We've done 24, Michael. So how are you feeling?
I'm packing my bags, Carl.
38 years of marriage? Sorry.
Yeah,
See
sorry,
you later?
damn it. Yeah.
Really?
Telling it I'm out of here.
Where are we going?
I don't know. Someplace cheap.
Absolutely. See, we're in agreement there.
There you go.
See, now, I could see falling in love with you, Michael, because we agree so much. Why do I not disagree, but see things totally opposite from my beloved wife?
Ooh.
See, why is that? Is it just because we're men?
Yeah.
No, because there's men I disagree with.
Yeah, but do you get the silent treatment from them?
No.
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 Yeah, I'm not going to
No,
talk
they're
to
going
you.
to slug you, and then
Do
you
you
go on
get the
down and
silent
go get a
treatment?
beer.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, I hate the silent treatment.
Do
Let
I
me
get
just
the
go ahead and say that.
No.
Yes, do
I
not.
never get the silent treatment.
Yeah, that's a little arsenal that they do. And you know what? That's a little emotional manipulation because they know you love them, right? They know you love them. And so they're going to withdraw them, the object of love, from you to cause pain.
Oh, I'm starting to feel something in my chest right now. Is that heartburn or?
Oh, women. All right.
Yeah, okay. Anyway,
We ready to tackle?
Yeah,
Set
go.
3. Here we go. The first one, question 25, is kind of a weird one. It says, make 3 true we statements each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling blank. So we have to make 3 true. So like you do a true we statement, I do a true we statement, you do a true we statement. I'll start it out.
Okay.
We are both feeling a little uncomfortable. It sounds weird to make we statement because that's dysfunctional. I don't know how you're feeling. Or maybe it shouldn't be that. Maybe it should be more like we are in this.
Well, what you're saying is you're feeling uncomfortable. What I was going to say, seriously, I was going to say this. We are here together and we're feeling relaxed. Now figure that one out.
There you go. So, but it doesn't work because you're telling me what I'm feeling. You don't even know what I'm feeling. You're feeling relaxed. I'm feeling uncomfortable.
That would be correct.
So maybe we're doing this wrong. Maybe the we statements be we are both in this room.
I don't know. What's the second one?
We got to come up with 3 we statements. Okay. We. Now I'm going to be more factual now. We are sitting in our favorite booth in Corner Bakery.
Yes. And we are here together because we want to be.
Yes. And we. I struggle with this because putting any feeling around it is really fucked up because I don't know what you're feeling. So we are. We enjoy each other's company. It's a judgment, but.
No, I think but that's good. And
Yes. You see what I'm saying?
we're here together because we trust each other.
Yes. Oh, Michael.
I'm going to throw some more stuff in the bag.
All right. Number 26. Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share blank.
That I could share. Oh, damn. Because that's going to be judgmental.
Well, why couldn't it be something like I wish I had someone with whom I could share my love for gardening, or you know what I'm saying?
Because you're being judgmental in that.
No, you're asking for somebody
that
you want to share that
with.
with. Is that being judgmental? If you said, I don't want
No,
to put
I'm
words
saying
in your mouth.
You could be. It could be
That your
viewed
wife
as
isn't providing
judgmental.
that.
Yeah. You see
Well,
what
your
I'm
wife.
saying?
You see, here's the mistake I think
Yeah.
we make. We expect people that have marriage problems, in
Yeah.
particular myself.
Yeah.
I've done
If you're
this in the
married,
past.
you've got problems.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. In and out.
People expect the spouse to deliver 100%.
That lady behind us
Yes.
in the other booth, when I said that, she looked over and kind of smiled.
Did she? I think people.
And I'm leaving that in.
People with partners
Mm-hmm.
expect the partner to be 100%, like provide everything, all their, and it's unrealistic.
Wrong.
Unrealistic. I think a happier marriage is when you expect less of your partner.
Ooh, God,
How did I get that?
I don't know, but
I'm
that
in
hole's
trouble.
getting
All right,
deeper and
edit,
deeper.
edit. No, here's what I'm saying. I don't expect Suzanne to fulfill 100% of my needs. Right?
Oh yeah, no, I don't need.
Right.
either.
So if you say something like, "I wish I had someone with whom I could share blank,"
Yeah.
and it's not your spouse, that doesn't mean your spouse is lacking in something. It just means she doesn't share that interest.
Oh, okay. I wish I could. No, what is the question?
I wish I had someone with whom I could share blank.
A piece of pie with. No,
Really?
that doesn't count, does it? I'm trying to get out of this.
You
hole.
are trying to get out of
I'm
it.
really. I can't even
I want to
reach.
go to. I want to go to humor as a defense.
I
So,
can't-
for instance, my first thought was, I wish I had someone with whom I could share my love of masturbation.
Go there, you go. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I
I'll go with
can't. I can't even see the top of the hole now.
Why couldn't you do gardening? Wouldn't you like to have
Oh, no,
someone that
she-
shared
no,
your love
no,
of
she
gardening?
she loves gardening.
Oh, does she?
Oh yeah.
So, is there an
Absolutely.
interest you have that you wish you could share someone with?
That's interesting. That's some of the other interests that I have. Woodworking stuff. It's more of a solitary thing, and it wouldn't be anything that.
You'd really want to share.
Or not. Yeah.
You
Exactly.
really? You wouldn't want to have someone you
No,
could just
I-
call
no,
up and say,
no,
"Hey, I'm
there's-
thinking of cutting this wood
Well,
this
no,
way. What do you
there's-
think?"
I think there's certain things in any kind of relationship and marriage you want to have your own. You
Right.
know, this is what I do. This is what I enjoy.
You really
doing.
are going to get out of this question.
I'm
aren't you?
I'm going to get out of this hole.
I wish I had someone with whom I could share blank.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Watching fantasy movies with. Because she
Oh,
doesn't like watching
that's
fantasy.
very good.
Yeah, there's certain kind of fantasy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies that I like to watch that Nita doesn't get into it. I wish she got into it more.
Right.
You know, the fantasy movies like
Right.
Game of Thrones doesn't
Right.
like that because
Right.
too much gratuitous violence. I'm going, that's why you're watching the fucker.
Right.
That and Dragons.
Right.
And Dragons are coming on this year. You watch
Really?
Game of Thrones?
I watched the first season.
Oh, you need to go back and start it all over again. Anyway, that's
Yeah,
another.
and I want to.
So-
See, I actually wish I had someone I could share my love of violence and sex on television
Yeah.
with.
Oh, yeah. No, there's
Because
that.
Suzanne doesn't like that stuff.
Yeah. No.
Actually, one of the things I'm going to say is just say I wish I had someone with who I could share my love of Cubs baseball. So I'm actually done something about that. I'm joining a meetup group of Chicagoans in Dallas
Don't
who
like
watch
baseball.
Cubs. I know.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
share that
I'm
with
not
you.
I'm not a sports guy. Yeah.
27. Let's go to 27. If you were
So
going
I'm not putting my glove in the bag.
No. All right.
Okay.
No batting glove.
No batting glove. Yeah.
If you were going to become
We ain't gonna be playing catch.
Well, so you're not the pitcher?
No, oh God.
Oh, God. All right. If we were going to become a close friend with your partner, that'd be me,
Mm-hmm.
please share what would be important for him, in this case, him, to
Mm-hmm.
know. If you're going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him to know.
Farting does not make me nervous.
Why would I need to know that?
Because some people it makes them nervous,
I don't
and
think
I'm gonna fart.
I don't think any guy.
And sometimes,
I don't really.
You don't think that's a deal?
I think when it comes to farting, guys really don't care.
Oh, they don't care.
So do you know someone who cares?
Well, you know,
Well, first
maybe
off, why do I?
maybe that is a
When am I
problem.
going to need to experience this?
Huh?
When am I going to need to experience
We're
this?
gonna be living together.
We're not
Carl.
living together.
So
We're
I
on
gotta
question
take. I gotta take
27.
gotta take my bags.
You got 8 more questions to convince me. This one.
Okay, so what?
For me, I'm gonna say that I would never backstab you.
No, that's good.
You know, I think.
So you won't tell people I fart.
No, I might tell people you fart, but that's not really back. What I'm saying is that I would never. Yeah, to me, backstabbing is is to go against somebody and do it in
Yeah.
a planned way.
Yeah. I'd say the thing for me, really, other than the farting, is that I'm don't like to beat around the bush. I'm pretty straightforward about shit.
Yeah, I appreciate that about you. All right, we are moving along. 28. Oh, you see, now we're getting into deeper stuff now.
See, that's part of the new
you
new
just
package.
fart?
No, that's part of our new box that makes all the sounds.
Oh yeah, we need
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. The questions are getting a little deeper now, Michael.
Oh, shit.
Here we go.
I was afraid of that.
Tell your partner, that'd be me, what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you just met.
Your
kind of-
your humor and intellect, but I've mentioned that before. But
We
I
have
really
mentioned
like
that before.
Yeah.
So why is this question in here? Is my question.
But it's somebody you just met. How can
No, it
that
said
work?
be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you just met. So,
Oh, okay.
not a platitude, I guess,
Yeah.
is what they're saying. Tell a partner, be honest, what you like about them. Well, we talked about traits that we like about each other. So what
You
I
still
like,
have a full head of hair.
well, so do you.
No, don't look at the back.
Oh, no, you're
There's
right.
some good.
Ooh.
There's some good fishing up in there.
I'm starting to go there, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I will be joining that,
yeah.
as I like to call it, the Larry Club.
The Larry Club.
The Three Stooges, Larry.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The hair on the side,
Yeah.
nothing on the top. Yeah, that's kind of scary. Something I like about you. Well, I've already said things I like, but I'll say it again.
I can't hear it enough.
I like the way you think. I like your view on the world. Sometimes it's confounding, but it's authentic, and and you're genuine. I mentioned that before. I like
Confounding and genuine.
you said
Yeah.
it yourself. You're straight
Yeah.
to the point.
No,
you
no, no,
don't
no.
beat around
Yeah.
the bush.
Yeah.
You
But a
are
lot
who
of-
you are. You're comfortable with who
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
And I like that you're comfortable with who you are. And occasionally willing to change, a little slower than I would like. But nonetheless, there's still that crack that's open there.
That's right.
I've turned a little humor in there. Is that being I don't want to get close?
Yeah.
I use humor as a
If it-
shield.
As a shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What
What's-
did you say? Oh, you
Oh,
like
yeah,
my
or-
humor, and
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it for that question.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to fall into guyness. Like, okay,
Okay.
all right,
Yeah,
right.
Okay. So we got to get in touch or.
We got to get in touch with our feminine side, our feeling side. What are you feeling right now?
Well, let me.
I don't know. I always said if I want to get in touch with myself, I'll take a shower. Boom, boom. All right. 29.
Okay.
Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life.
Embarrassing moment in my life. Wow.
I told you the story when I went to Vancouver. I'll go first.
Okay.
So, I'm a Midwest guy.
Yeah.
And I went to Vancouver back in my advertising days to record a radio show.
Yeah.
And they stayed at this nice hotel. And so when they came in, there was a little coupon thing where you could have a free lunch at the hotel. Mm-hmm. So we weren't going to record till 2 o'clock, so I had some time. I had the little thing. I'll go down to the little restaurant and take advantage of the free lunch with my little special coupon in my hand. So I go down there, and I should have known right off the bat. So it turns out to be a French restaurant.
Yeah.
And so the first thing is, oh, monsieur, you do not have a coat. Here, let me get you one.
Yeah.
So you need a coat to walk in.
Yeah.
That was my
Oh.
first clue that things were bad.
Yeah.
Okay, we get the coat on. I'm in. There's like 4 people in this restaurant at the time. I sit down, and there are I swear to God, there's got to be 4 different forks and some contraptions I've never seen before, and 3 plates on top of each other. I mean, this is a French restaurant, kind of first class. I'm a Midwestern boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so I'm a little lost.
Yeah.
Guy comes, the restaurant's mostly French. This is Canada, right? And you got this thing.
Yeah.
This is mostly French. So he says, let me tell you the special of the day, and he says some special that I don't, half of the words are French. So I just say, yeah, I'll do the special. So here comes the embarrassing part. So the first thing that happens, the little thing comes, and it's got this. To me, there's a nice lemon slice in this. What looks to me to be some kind of, looks like water, but I don't know what exactly it is. So I take a little spoon and I'm kind of playing with it, and then I go to take a drink, and it turns out it's a finger bowl.
You're supposed to put your fingers.
And I
in
see
there
this
and
lady across the way as I've got the spoon to my lips, and she's got her fingers in the bowl, looking at me.
That's
And
a
right then,
good one.
for the first time in my life, I felt my middle class Midwesternness.
Yeah, but you know that whole finger bowl thing—that's such bullshit.
Yeah, it was a little bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Really? That whole finger, they
Oh,
but
see,
they have
that
a
could
lemon in it.
There's the finger bowl crowd.
There is the finger bowl crowd.
Yeah.
But I was embarrassed. And then he brought this shellfish of some sort, and I had no idea how to use the utensils. And
So did you watch the old lady eat it? And then
yeah, I
follow
was
her?
embarrassed. No,
Yeah.
it was
Didn't
embarrassing.
eat anything at that point.
I had
Yeah.
I ate the little veggies around
Yeah.
it. And
I-
I tried to crack it, but I mean,
Yeah.
you don't look that sophisticated.
Yeah, no.
Trying to use an utensil that you don't even. I don't even know to this day what the hell that fish was.
I
It wasn't a
have
normal fish.
two. One that's similar to yours. I went the first time I went to New York. I went up there to see. I'd never been to New York before, but I went up there to see. There was a Van Gogh retrospective, and there was no way I was not going to at the Met,
Right.
and it was years ago. And somehow I got somebody that was at the New York Athletic Club had gotten me a room there because it was cheap. I mean,
Right.
cheap. And this is right on the park, right? So I walked through the front door to check in, and they let me check in. I could not walk back through the front lobby without a coat and tie on. I had to exit the New York Athletic Club through a door that led into the alley.
Wow.
Yeah. And I thought, well, fuck them. This is
Yeah.
okay with me. Another one was I had bought some tickets to see Patty Griffin. I really want to see Patty
like
Griffin.
Patty
Yeah, I
Griffin.
love Patty Griffin. So I bought these tickets. It was going to be a House of Blues. And Nita was going to be out of town, so I asked a friend, Donna, to go with me. So I said it's going to be on Saturday night. So I went and picked up Donna. Or Donna came over to the house. We went down there. I went up to the to stand in line. The guy was taking my tickets. He looked at me and goes, "This concert was last night." Oh God! I felt like such an idiot.
Yeah.
I was looking so forward to seeing that.
Right.
And the thing is, if I'd have gone on the right night, Nita was still in town, she could have gone.
So there was another concert?
No. Yeah, somebody else.
Somebody else.
I don't even remember who it
He
was
just
at that
looked
point.
at it and
Yeah,
said,
yeah, this pathetic old man trying to get in. And this was several years ago
Not
before
that long ago.
Yeah, when I was still kind of mid-50s.
Had all your brain cells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of them. Well, yeah, so that's kind of
Yeah,
embarrassing.
that's a good one. That's embarrassing. All right. Number 30. Oh, we're really getting a touchy-feely. When did you last cry in front of another person and by yourself?
The last cry in front of another person, probably in front of Anita, when
Yeah.
we had we were going through when we were worried about one of our daughters. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wish I had something deeper than that.
No,
I
and as
cry
far
at-
as cry to myself, you know, this is really horrible. I hate to admit this. There are certain movies that even if I watch them over again,
cry?
there's to get a certain part I kind of.
Like,
It's not. It's
would
like
you share?
bawling kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
But
No, but it's
I
that-
start to mist up. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that verklempt kind of feeling,
Yes.
and then yeah.
Is there a particular movie you care to share, or a particular scene of a particular
You
movie?
know, I want to say it's like one of those Sleepless in Seattle kind of things.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
one
one
of
of those
those kind
rom-coms?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
Oh,
one of
really?
those. I mean,
Yeah.
it just that's when I get inside my inner wussness.
I hate to admit this too, but like I'm just lame when it comes to movies or touching moments on television, and
You lose it.
I think so. The last one I think might have been the finale of Parenthood.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good
That
one.
was actually a really good last episode of
Right.
Parenthood.
Yeah, I cried on that.
Yeah.
And
What, when the old guy died?
no, I saw that one coming.
Yeah.
You know what I really did was it was that music that they
Yeah.
had on the wedding, which
Yeah.
was Ingrid Michaelson.
Yeah.
It was always you. that song.
Yeah.
Sometimes a really beautiful song
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
that can get me to cry too.
Oh, Love Actually is another movie, but it's
Love
another one of
Actually?
those things. Yeah, when the guy's proposing to
With the
Aurelia.
signs?
No, he's playing. He'd learned some sort of broken Portuguese, and he was standing in this restaurant, and
Oh,
she
yes,
was the
yes,
waitress up
yes.
on the top. Yeah, that
That
just
one got you? The one that gets me from my favorite film is the ending of Cinema Paradiso.
I
The
don't
last
know that
scene.
movie.
Best ending of a movie of all
Yeah.
time. I don't want to say what it is because it'll get you, but
Yeah,
if you watch that movie and don't cry at the end, there's something wrong with you.
yeah. Forget it.
Yeah. By myself.
The hookup's off.
By myself is usually hearing a beautiful song on a
Mm-hmm.
listening to music or something like that. That hits me on a certain
Yeah.
note. All right. I cry. Tell your partner something that you like about them already. See, this is kind of like a first date thing. So I don't know how well that applies. I like the beard.
Do you really?
You know what?
Nobody
I
ever
don't.
says they like the. No, actually, I
I
tell
think
you.
it's developed its own character now.
Well, yeah, and the weird part about it is that people that like it usually have got a little tweak about themselves. So there's
Physically? So if
no,
they
they're
got a-
just they're not your basic accountant and lawyer.
Are you
in
saying
frat
that
boy.
they themselves have some interesting physical
something,
characteristic?
something unique about them, the way they dress, the way they
See,
do
I don't
their
think I
hair,
have anything
something
unique
like
or
that.
anything.
But
You know what I
Thanks.
like about it? It's uniquely you. There ain't nobody that got that.
I know,
that
but I'm
look.
trying to decide how long I'm going to wear it. How long I'm going to
Well,
do it.
I'm going
I
to
mean,
shave the
during
beard next month.
During the summer, I think,
Yeah.
I think it's going to
Maybe
have
you
to take a hike.
maybe you mean
Oh, it's
like
gonna-
take them completely off? Is it
Well, I
either
don't
or
know.
thing?
I don't know. It might be because I haven't had
I was
a
hoping for
completely
kind of a
shaved
Carl and Mike
face.
contest with the
Hey-
beard. You know,
Oh,
get
really?
into that ZZ Top level.
Well, this is, I mean,
And
this
moving
is
in that
probably-
direction, man.
probably-
It's down there. Yeah.
5 inch or something like that. I'd say your eyes.
Oh, thank you. Really,
Yeah,
my
yeah,
eyes?
Yeah, you make good eye contact. Oh man.
Oh man, give me my bags. See ya, Suzanne. This is a really good question for
Okay.
us. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? See, I struggle with this one because I think humor sheds truth on situations. So, for me, I'm gonna say, if anything is too serious to be joked about, where I would draw the line, well, I would draw the line for sure on mass death.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make a Rwanda joke.
No.
Holocaust,
No.
9/11.
No.
I think the suffering is so great.
Yeah.
And I don't like to make jokes at people's, where it's
Yeah.
hurting them.
Well, that's true. And,
I mean,
and
sometimes
I
you
was
don't
gonna
know.
I was gonna say death too, and I was trying to think about individual deaths and people that I've known, whether it's family members or not, and even at this point, there's kind of a joke that we do in the family. It's about somebody's died, and it's like an aunt that died years ago. We'll go, Godey's dead. And that's kind of a joke, but
Right.
it's a recognition of the fact that she's
See,
there.
but-
But I'd say the mass stuff is different ball game.
Yeah.
It's a different deal.
And to me, really, to me, the humor in either enlightens, creates laughter, or sheds light on something.
Yeah.
So if humor used to, like back in high school, where you'd
Yeah.
make fun of someone's disability or whatever,
Yeah.
that's really not. That's anger disguised as humor. That's a form of aggression.
Yeah.
Using humor as aggression.
Yeah.
I don't think that's in the true spirit of humor.
I tell you what I won't make light of either is somebody belittling somebody else.
Exactly.
And that's probably what you're talking about, because I remember when we were raising the kids, one thing that people say, well, don't say those words because they're dirty words.
Right,
One of
yeah,
the dirty
I agree.
words for us was stupid. Do not ever call anybody stupid.
Yeah.
Ever, ever, ever call anybody stupid and belittle them. And we'd explain that to them.
Right.
And that's a fairly simple word. If the kids say fuck, I don't give a shit.
Right. I
You
never got
know?
that either.
No.
To me, the
And so-
bad words isn't the word; it's how the word is used.
Yes, or whether it's used to put somebody down or
Right.
belittle somebody, and so that's what it is. And the thing that's interesting now is that's starting to rear its head with Simon. Because he's 3 years old, he's starting to hear other people
Right.
say
Has
things.
he said a bad word?
Not so much bad, no,
Bad-
not
say
bad
bad
words,
words, yes.
but he's talking about that person being fat or jiggly
Right.
or something
But he doesn't
like
have
that.
a judgment on that, does he?
That's the way it starts.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's the way it starts. I think
But
there's
if Simon says
recognizing
he's
something.
fat, he understands. He's not saying that person's fat in a way to belittle them.
I no, but that he's picking that up from somewhere, and he's
Right.
picking it up from somebody who's an adult that is doing that.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I
so,
get you.
so he's going to absorb that context,
Right.
and that's
So
the
you're
kind of
correcting
thing.
that at this point.
Yeah, I think you have to. Well, it's what that's part of raising kids.
Right.
It's just like you know. Nita tells this story. It's a real good story. She took the girls. She's fried, right? And I think all three of them were. We had three within 3 years.
Right.
Okay, and they'd gotten a little bit older, and she'd taken them out to the Long John Silver's when Zoe was old enough to talk and say something, and they sat down to eat, and Zoe yells at the top of her voice, "Look, Mom, a fat man!"
Right.
Just didn't understand that, and
She was saying it like surprised. Or,
yeah, and the thing that's interesting about that is, and you get them to understand it, but we had, and I'd forgotten all about this. I was doing group therapy. You've done group therapy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was doing group therapy one time, which I really liked. And there was about half a dozen, no, not that many, 3 or 4 of us in there. But one of the guys that came in was huge. We're talking 500-600 pounds, huge. And he would talk about the issues that he had, and it's something that I never even considered. He can't go into a restaurant like this
Right.
because he doesn't know whether the chair's going to hold him up.
wow.
That's
Yeah.
a huge deal. And he doesn't go in because of people like Zoe saying something.
Little kid saying something.
It was an innocent thing.
Right.
Or people staring at what he's eating or doing this or doing that. And even sitting on a toilet in a public building, because most toilets are wall mounted.
Okay.
You don't know if
500
that
pounds?
you don't know if that fucker's going to hold you or not.
Huh.
So
I never thought about that.
yeah, and so God, I'd totally forgotten about that from this. It's probably because of that image that I did and everything else,
Right.
I brought on. Huh. Okay, so what's the other one? We
Right, I
digress.
think we did. We digressed, but that's all right. All right. This is a tough one here. If you were to die this evening,
Yeah.
with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? And then why haven't you told them yet?
Just how grateful and thankful I am that they were part of my life. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
when was
how-
the last time you told people you really care about how grateful and is that something you've not said that you wish?
No, I probably haven't. I
So there is
probably
no.
will now.
You don't really. You wouldn't have. Do you have regret? Then you wouldn't have regret then, would you?
Huh?
You wouldn't. It says, what would you most regret not having told someone?
That.
But you said that you've told them that.
Well, so you're going to make me dig deeper.
Yeah, that's the idea. I'll try to think. I'm trying to think of something myself. Well, I think.
How they've impacted my life in ways that they've done it, that they maybe were not aware of.
That's very good. And why haven't you told them yet?
I hadn't even thought about it until you asked the question, frankly. I mean, how often does somebody think about that? I don't know that people think about that.
Have
that
you ever
often.
done that?
What?
I've done that. You see, a
What?
couple times. So there's some people that there's a good chance you
Yeah.
may never see them
Yeah.
again. Even a friend.
Yeah.
They're moving away
Yeah.
to California or
Yeah.
something, and especially pre
Yeah. Yeah.
social media
Yeah.
days. I try to make a point of
Yeah.
that. I think right now I haven't reached out to my my phone calls like to I don't have a whole lot of family, right? I have Suzanne. My parents are not dead. We don't have children. So I have my sister and her kids and her husband. I mean, that's probably my closest family. And I know that, Alyssa was here recently, my niece, and, I don't call them. And I know that they call each other like your kids do every week, and I'm not in that loop. So I guess part of me,
You may not ever be in that
I
loop.
probably won't, will I?
No, because
it
I
bothers
don't
me
know.
right
huh?
now a little bit. But I realize, I'm not that. I'm just an uncle. Not that just an uncle.
No, no. I think you can. It's not being the uncle because Kim's inside that loop with us
Okay.
calling all the time. She's
Right.
right in the middle of that.
Right.
But she's been in the middle of it since they were born
And you're in the same town.
in the same town.
see each other more.
Yeah, and we have a lot of the same experiences and a lot of the same friends and stuff like that, and that makes a difference there. You probably don't share a lot of that kind of stuff, and it maybe is the way trying to figure out what it is you do share other than common background.
Well, we share the memories, the experiences
Yeah.
of being together.
Yeah.
I think, to answer the question, what would you most regret not having told someone? I would most regret not having told them, how much I love them, and how much I consider them family.
Yeah.
And I don't think I do a good job of making those calls.
Yeah. Well, people, and those are pretty deep ones. And there's, it's like Michael up in Montana. I don't think I've ever told him how much I appreciate the fact that he introduced me to a lot of different kind of music that I would have never, ever heard
Right.
if he hadn't have worked for me. I'd probably
Right.
still be listening to Jackson Browne and Moody Blues. But he got me off on Talking Heads and all kinds of shit.
Barbara Streisand.
No, Streisand came before. I kind of dropped Streisand for the
Yes.
others, and so
I
and it was just
I had friends like that in college
yeah.
too.
And that's
Craig
that's
I like Craig.
and that's not a small thing.
No, it isn't.
It's not a small thing at all.
Absolutely.
But I don't think at the time that it's happening, you don't realize it's happening. I think you got to get back and have some perspective on it,
Yes.
and go, Jesus, that really took me down a different road.
So I guess for me is just the outward, letting them know how much they, in general, close friends. So everybody out there, you know who you are. No, that's a cop out.
Yeah,
All right.
but it makes good radio or
does
good
make good
podcast
radio.
or whatever the fuck this is.
I love you guys. All right. We're getting down to the last 3 questions here.
Okay.
Your house containing everything you own, all right, catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, booger, you have time to safely make a final dash to save any one item. One item you get. What would it be and why?
My grandfather's chair, office chair,
Why?
because that's the only thing that I've got of his that means anything to me. And I just remember seeing that in his house, and it's a comfortable chair. And it's just, I have fond memories of him,
Right.
and it would definitely be that,
Right.
which is kind of weird because it's my grandfather's chair, and it's not, really don't, yeah, I
But
mean, my mom's
but it's
still
a physical
alive.
object
Yeah,
that represents
yeah.
your family.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a physical, to that side of my, it's, no, the only thing, I mean, if I still had Dad's watch in the house, I would go after that. But that's in safety deposit box,
Yeah.
so I don't have to worry about that.
I thought about, when I think about this, the first thing was because I have all the pictures on the computer, but actually, I have the pictures on the web, so I really don't need the computer. If I had to take one object, now that you mentioned that, it made me think I have a picture that we got restored, the frame restored, the original frame of my grandfather and grandmother's wedding photo, and it's in this kind of oval picture.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's
That's
interesting.
good.
We had that frame. We moved 15 times
Yeah.
in our first 15
Yeah.
years of marriage, or whatever, and that frame got busted. And so I spent like $350 getting the frame done, and I got busted again
Oh,
and fixed it again. And You know what? I hadn't thought of that, but that would be the object I would
That
take.
yeah.
And it's the other. I also realize in this question that there are not that many objects that I really care about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I'm not that attached to things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the things we cherish the most, people and the memories.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not into. I mean, I can't think of a thing other. And even the picture, that would be the closest thing I would have.
See, this, because Nita was out with me, there's nothing that it would be, there's no thing that would be a connection to her
Right.
because she was still here.
Right.
I mean,
Maybe if your wife had died.
Yeah,
Maybe
it'd be a different
picture or
story.
something.
You'd be going after something different probably, but I'd say Pete's chair. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I'll say grandparents' wedding picture.
Yeah.
All right.
That probably says a lot about the influence of grandparents on the way we're raised.
I think
We're both picked at grandparents, and I wonder if
Yeah.
that would be the case a lot of times.
I think something that ties to your family
Mm-hmm.
becomes precious heirloom.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. 35. No, that's a tough one. Of all the people in your family whose death would you find most disturbing and why?
Well, it had to be Dad's because the way he died with Parkinson's.
I think
And,
they're saying if someone died now.
Oh,
No. It says of all the people in your family whose death would you find most disturbing?
yeah, Dad's.
Dad's,
Yeah,
okay,
because
why?
the way he died,
Yeah.
and the way he had Parkinson's, and and that was disturbing to watch that degenerate down and watch how it affected him, but also watch how it affected Mom. But on the positive side, and I think I talked about this, it was really, I mean, there's no way Mom was going to put him in the home. That was something she had decided she didn't want to do that, and she wanted to care for him, and so that was a real positive thing to see her do that until it really started having an effect on her, and then that was not fun to watch either. And fortunately, about the time that really started to kick in, he didn't last much longer.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a blessing on his part and Mom's. I mean, he was ready.
Right.
Yeah, he was.
I thought about it as people who are alive and that would die,
But that would be okay too. You can go that way.
well, now that I'm thinking more on my mother, who died at 51 of breast cancer, and what's disturbing about that is she never told anybody she had it.
Oh, she didn't?
No, and worked till the day she died, and the doctors said
Literally
afterward.
to the day she died?
Yeah, the day before she worked,
No
and
shit.
she knew she was dying.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Not telling anybody. So, what's disturbing about it is that it's kind of disturbing and inspiring to me at the same time. I mean,
She made a decision
she made a decision not to tell the family.
that
She did
the
not
shock
want to go
of
to the
her
hospital.
dying quickly
Yes.
would be less than a drawn out thing. She made
Right.
that decision.
Right.
That's I'm going to say that's courageous on her part.
She did more than that. I mean, she went
Yeah.
back to work where
Yeah,
she was not
that's what I'm
working.
saying.
And made sure all the credit card bills were covered, that nobody owed
Yeah.
money on it, and she, in a sense, planned it out.
Oh, she did plan it out.
It is courageous. The disturbing part is, the disturbing part is my reaction to it. If she would have told me,
Yeah.
you need to see a doctor, you need to go to the Mayo Clinic, you need to,
You try
take
and
everything
you
you
try
can
and
do.
control it and fix it, but you
Yeah,
can't.
right.
Yeah.
Right. That's the disturbing part. Is
Would
she
have been
knew
your
she knew how I would have reacted to
Yeah.
that, and that I would have reacted that way.
and she wanted to save you that stress and stuff. But
And
she
herself,
also,
too.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
She didn't want to have to listen to that shit.
Right. Yeah.
So she was basically coming to grips with it on her own, which
Yeah.
you almost
But I
kinda
almost
have to do
that's
anyway. You know.
But not. I guess it's disturbing that she didn't have anybody that she could lean on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the disturbing part
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't have been able to lean on me because I would have wanted to try to save
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
I was, Anyway. All right. I'm bummed.
Yeah.
Last question. share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he might handle it. Also ask them to reflect back to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen. So you're supposed to share a personal problem and ask my advice, and vice versa.
I'm not working right now.
Yeah.
And as a person that's not working, I'm not making any money right now, which is different from what I've spent my entire career at. And that's a rub.
That's a what?
It's a rub.
It's rubbing you the wrong way.
Well, it's rubbing me the wrong way. I think it's rubbing everybody the wrong way because they've always seen me as somebody that's providing,
Right.
and now I'm not.
How do you feel
I'm
about
a boat anchor.
How do you feel about that?
I'm starting to feel like a boat anchor.
Really?
Yeah.
Like that's your job, that's your purpose in life, is to provide?
It's not my job and purpose, but because I can, I should. Not provide, but contribute. Provide. There's a difference between providing and contributing. When I was the only bread giver, breadwinner, needed to stay at home, that was providing. Now, because the kids are gone and Nita's working, I would be a contributor. Does that make sense?
Yes.
There's a difference between the two. I'm not contributing, other than these podcasts.
Right. So
And
the
that's
problem
not a contributor.
So it's, the problem is you want to contribute, you don't know how. The problem is what?
That's
that's the data. You're not contributing.
Yeah, I'm not
So
contributing.
what's the problem?
The problem is, I think it would be, it'd be better to have more money, and it would be less stress on Nita.
Right.
You know, she feels stressed about that.
Right.
But she, in all fairness, she felt stressed about money when I was making more than I'd ever made. You know, so it's
So that's part of her MO.
that's part of her.
You're open to
and we've talked about that. Yeah, she knows. You know.
So from an advice standpoint, let me ask a couple questions just to clarify. You're open to contributing.
Oh yeah.
You just haven't found something that.
I don't want to contribute the way I used to.
Right. So we got that.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to
And
do
you
the
don't
design
want to
shit.
be a Walmart greeter.
Not really.
Right.
No.
So you would like.
It's
so
got to
what's-
be something that I want to do, and that's
Right.
why I'm looking around with the master gardener thing. There may be something there to do, because what I want to do, what I've decided is I don't want to do something inside
Right.
if I can avoid it.
Right.
I want to do something that's outside, but not always outside. Not outside in 110
Right.
in August.
So
outside.
what's the advice that you want?
Huh?
What's the advice?
What's the advice? Well, the advice is, the question is not should I do it, because I know I should. Is there a better way to go at it?
All right.
What would be a way of attacking this?
So a couple things come to mind. One, though the podcast isn't making any money, it is something you are doing that could lead to that down the road.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay. So you are doing something.
Yeah. I don't know where this is going to go.
It seems to me that you're kind of wanting to go down a road a lot of people don't go down. Is you're willing to contribute, but you want to do something that has meaning or brings you joy or is something of interest to you.
Yeah,
as opposed
I
to
think,
just
I think,
get a job.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, I don't want to. I could get a job. I could
Right.
get a job at Walmart.
Right.
There's a couple of hardware stores I could get a job at.
Right.
And I know that I would hate it,
Right.
and it probably wouldn't last long. And so I'm interested in something where I can learn, like you said, contribute. And
right.
something that would continue to I want to
So
learn.
my advice to you is to continue on the road you're on, which is finding things that you have passion around, and in that passion will be opportunities to create revenue.
I think so. I
Right.
think so. Yeah.
Now,
That's
if your
the
question
goal.
was to me, I need to find something in the next 3 months
No,
because this is going on,
Yeah.
and
No.
we need to pay bills,
No.
that's a different story. But
Yeah.
I think my advice to you would be stay on the road you're on. Keep
Keep-
your eyes open.
Yeah.
Whatever passions you have, someone's
Mm-hmm.
making money doing that. So if you have a passion for gardening, someone in gardening is making money. If you have a passion in podcasting, someone in podcasting is making money.
That's true.
Okay,
That's
so
true.
look at what they're doing.
Yep.
Model potentially. You
And
know,
then-
like that we went to that that little seminar, and they said, see what other people are doing and make it your own.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
keep your eyes
Yeah.
open. Keep doing what you're doing.
All right.
And the last bit of advice I would have would be, you know, if you haven't already, you may have already done it. You know, have that sit down with Anita and say,
Oh, no,
here's
we-
where I'm at. All right. So
Yeah,
she
no,
knows.
we've done it,
It'll
yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Perhaps will help diffuse a
Grease
little
the
of her
wheels a little bit.
concern.
Yeah.
And maybe her MO is just to worry about that kind of shit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. All right.
We're not making any. We're not being.
So I'm going to reflect back to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen. So I did sense there was this, and I think men have this, not just you, but I sense this, I'm not providing, therefore I'm not a man. Or I'm not providing, therefore my purpose is, guys like to do action, you're not in action job-wise,
Well,
so
it's
therefore
not
there's something
it's not,
missing.
not a man, but I don't feel appreciated. I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
There's some expectation that you have as what your role is in the family, maybe
Yeah.
based on what it has
yeah.
been.
Well, as a designer, you know, you have your. I was wrapped up around. That's what my identity was.
All right.
And my and the appreciation there came from the fact that I was providing for everybody. And I
Right.
think, but now that I'm not needed to provide, I'm needed to contribute. And I think that's a important distinction that I hadn't made. But that's
Right.
an important distinction. That makes sense.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you're wait, that I didn't do anything. You're
I got to do me, yeah. I'm
Okay.
giving you a problem.
okay.
So I'm trying to think because I, in a similar situation in life, in that, I mean, I have revenue coming in, but I feel like I'm in my third act of my life.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out what it is. But that's kind of going in the same kind of question you had. So I'm trying to think of a problem that I could go over.
Well, just keep going, and it'll probably you'll stumble
talk it out?
you'll stumble on a problem
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah, I know. I got to think here, and we can't have dead air. That's the problem with having a microphone in front of you.
Yeah.
So, the problem I'm having is, it's the. I want to do something new. I don't want to. I'm in this third act, so I feel like the first career-wise,
Yeah.
it was advertising,
Yeah.
and I've had a second act with being an entrepreneur with Shackley and stuff, and I'm giving that more to Suzanne to do,
Yeah.
and taking more of a backseat role
Yeah.
on that. And so, what is
What is it?
What's
well,
next?
you
So the
said
pro-
think. What is it you enjoy?
Right,
You
I
know,
know.
and you have to find
So I kinda
something
feel
you
like
really enjoy.
kind of feel like I'm doing that with this podcast.
Yeah.
And we've only been into it 6 months.
Yeah.
But it's not like any business. It's not, and I don't look at. It's really became a hobby. That's.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a business element to it. I'm just trying to do things and not worry about the finances.
Yeah. Well,
My thing is, I would worry about the finances, and then the do.
Yeah.
How do I put it?
Well,
So
the
I'm trying
thing-
to do
here's-
things and let the finances.
Well, but here's the difference between what we're doing to me on the podcast. What's a lot of people are doing, at least in
Okay.
that group. They're trying to make a living off of it. They're trying to do that. They're seriously trying to get out from under what they're doing. We're lucky in that you've got an income stream. With Shackley,
Right.
I've got Nita's still working and she loves her job, and so that's a helpful. We don't have to focus on the business end. We can focus on the creative end, and try different things with this and have fun with it, whereas a lot of people would not maybe take those chances.
Right.
You think?
Yes. I have a problem with sleeping.
You have a problem with sleeping?
I've always had a problem with that. But
Yeah.
it's like, I feel like I'm wasting too much of my time. Like I really don't get things going. I mean, this one's different because we get here at 9:30, but I really don't get my day going till noon.
Yeah.
I may get up at 10, but I kind of read.
Yeah, but what time you go to bed?
Yeah, I go to bed at 2 or 3,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I mean, it's
So
been a
you're
problem that's become more acute. And is it a problem? It's just different.
It's a different. You're in sync with a different. Well, I don't know that it's any different than a cop that works nights and
Right.
sleeps during the day.
Yeah.
You know, or a nurse that works.
I
night
got
shift and
judgments
sleeps during
around
the
it.
day.
That's the problem.
Oh, where your judgment's based on what everybody else is doing. Everybody else goes to
Yeah,
work.
early
at
bed,
8.
early to rise
Yeah,
makes a man healthy, wealthy,
yeah.
and wise
Yeah,
kind of thing.
People that clock in at 8 and clock out at 5. You feel like that's what the.
No, I always rebelled against
Or do you
that.
or do you have trouble sleeping?
Well, sometimes I have trouble sleeping.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I should. I don't know what exactly to be done about it. And it's always been. It's always been there.
Yeah.
I've never been one to.
Are
do
they
the
physical
normal stuff.
problems or mental problems? I mean, you wake up in the middle of the night going, man, what about this and this?
Sometimes. I
Yeah.
find myself lately sleeping for 3 or 4 hours and then waking up
Yeah.
for a few hours.
Yeah.
Which it turns out there's people that sleep that way or used
Yeah.
to sleep that way
Yeah.
in the pre-industrial age.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
What the problem is my judgment around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is your body getting enough rest?
Yes, I
function.
believe so.
Okay. Well, then that's a good thing.
Yes.
So,
So what's the
So
problem?
it's yeah.
You're right.
It's a judgment about when you're getting that rest.
Right.
You know, it's again, a
just
nurse
got-
is
I
not
just-
going to have a problem sleeping. I mean, they're going to want to. No, I take that back. Somebody that's doing a night shift, that's a nurse, unless they just really dig that night shift stuff, and there are some people that do. They get into that world. That's a different world.
Right.
A different world. You're either in that world or you're not in that world. And if you want to be outside of that world and back in with a normal swing of things, it's like people who have to work on weekends. So when everybody else is off, they got to work.
Right.
So they're off on Mondays and
I think
Tuesdays.
that, you read about successful people and they're really good use of their time and
Yeah.
they're very time smart and
Fuck those lists.
leverage time
Yeah.
really well. There's a lazy streak in me.
Huh? I think there's a lazy streak in everybody except for people that are compulsive about shit.
Yeah. And in America, that's frowned upon.
Compulsion is king.
Well, no. And I think the hard work, a hard worker, I can be a hard worker. That's not a problem. I don't know. You're right. It's all this judgment shit I'm putting on
it is
It's a
judgment.
story
Yeah,
I
but
tell
okay,
myself.
well, let's think about this. Because when somebody says they're a hard worker, they turn up this person, they say, look, this person works real hard, and as a result, he's made all this money.
That's
Okay?
the
They don't
American
hold-
way, yes.
Yes, they don't
You work
hold
hard,
up,
you're going to be
they
well
don't
rewarded.
hold up this guy, say, look, this guy works really hard, and he's working down in a mine, and when he crawls out, he's got all this dust on him, and
He's dying.
he's dying so you can have heat in your house, but he works really hard. We don't do that.
No.
That guy's, I dare say that guy's working harder.
Then the guy running around in a
Yeah.
white suit.
Then yeah, exactly.
Last question. No, that is the last
That
question.
is the last question. We're done.
Yes, I think we're supposed to look in each other's eyes for a couple minutes or something like that. But I think we've been looking at each other's eyes
Yeah.
long enough.
No tongue scroll.
So how you feeling, Michael? You've
It's
done
a-
this.
No, it's an interesting set of questions.
It is.
And I think they say it for falling in love, but I think anybody could do these questions.
Absolutely.
It would be.
I did them with Suzanne.
Yeah, you
for
had-
our anniversary. We
Yeah.
did them for our anniversary.
Oh, did you really?
You know what? It was really good. We had dinner. We did some of the questions at dinner, and then we came home
Mm-hmm.
and we finished them up, and it made for really. It was a different evening.
Yeah.
You know, I think with the spot, or I'll just speak I statements. I think with Suzanne and I that we get into habits of conversation.
Oh, I think.
right?
Yeah.
Around, could be around Shagley, could be around the pets, could be around whatever.
The house.
What
What are you
happened
gonna do
today in
this
life,
weekend? Yeah.
whatever. What do we
How
want
was
to do
your
next
day?
week?
It's like
right?
Kramer. Yeah.
Right. And this took time to kind of really learn about
Mm-hmm.
the other person, and to share. To do both.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think anybody could do this. And I could see someone on a date, you going through these questions.
Yeah, but if you go out on a first date and you whip out these questions, the other
That's gonna
person's
be
going to go,
strange, yeah.
"No, what the fuck is this?"
But I
Yeah.
think for guys, third date, these questions, man, you're done. Your work here is done.
You got to go through these questions to.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
Uh,
that's my advice. So
We're gonna get
could
in
you
trouble.
fall in love with it? Yeah, you better be careful on that. I think if you shared, I think, I think it would be good for any couple at some point before the marriage.
yeah, to go through
go through
this.
something like
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
know?
think it would be a real important for a couple to go through something like this rather than go through, which we went through some religious counseling,
Yeah.
with a priest. I mean, what the fuck? We didn't know that
Let's
guy.
talk to a priest who isn't
Yeah.
married. In
Yeah.
a Catholic
well,
case.
this wasn't a priest, but it was a
Right,
reverend,
right.
But I'm even worse off. The idea of a priest talking to anybody about marriage.
Yeah.
It's like,
Would be
what is
crazy.
it? Father Guido Sarducci goes,
Yeah.
play of the game, make of the rules.
Yes,
Yeah, I like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
You don't get to teach if you
No,
don't do.
no.
Get together with your loved
Mm-hmm.
one and go through this. It makes for a very insightful, intimate evening. And you can give the love to Carl and Mike at isupportcarlmike.net.
All right.
All right, peace.
Out.